Richard's in Chelmsford. Richard, what would you like to say?
Yeah, hello, James. Been looking forward to this.
Go on, mate.
Yeah. Basically, I don't think it's about the curtsy itself.
What isn't?
I think it. Well, that was your conversation, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
about
what isn't about the curtsy? The anger and the outrage.
Yeah, well, her presentation of what she's saying.
Of the
I don't
curtsy.
think it's about the curtsy
Right.
itself.
No.
I think it's about the sort of character that she is.
Yeah.
Which seems obviously quite vindictive.
Right.
Because I think it's evident that she had split up with a few partners in the past.
God, really?
And sent a ring in the post, just dropped her boyfriend. I think it was a restaurateur or something, and he was going to further her career.
Right. Where did you learn this?
This morning.
No, but where? Where did the information come from?
Oh, Talk Radio, your favourite.
What?
I know you're laughing, James. Yeah, I know you would, because you think you're the bee's knees, aren't you, mate?
Richard, you were looking forward to this. Let's not let it fall apart quite so early.
No, I am looking forward to this.
So you heard on a radio station that she once sent a ring to an ex, and now you know what her character really is.
No, you can.
But why didn't you hear on this radio? No, you carry on. You crack on, mate.
Don't you see it yourself? I mean, I don't actually think that you believe what you're saying. I think you're a provocateur, and that's the whole basis of your show, isn't it?
And now we're talking about me.
But it's always about you, isn't it?
No, we're talking about Meghan Markle and your insights into her character gleaned from listening to a different radio station an hour ago.
Yeah, they had Richard Tice on earlier. You know, the one that you had go out in Keckner's.
Yes, I told him to
That's
F
right,
off.
yeah.
Why are we talking about that now, Richard?
No, I'm just sort of saying that because you asked me where I heard it. That's all.
But you'd already told me.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Richard? Really? Do you think here?
But how do you mean?
Well, you've got on the radio. You said you were really looking forward to it, and
well, I am because
but here
you know,
what are you telling me, Richard?
Girl on radio.
What do you think you're telling me?
You just bullied a poor girl on the radio. She's speaking a lot of sense, and you're just trying to humiliate her.
Okay, I mean that's a criticism that I have now heard. But why are you here?
I am here because I'm telling you I think she's a very vindictive character.
Based on what?
I know people.
Yeah, go on.
I've met people that have gone out with partners that think they're the bee's knees,
right.
And when the attention doesn't come their way, they think they're queen bee. I've been out with women like that myself. And,
right, you've been out with women like Meghan Markle, Richard.
Obviously, they haven't been on the Suits. Oh God! I'm just saying that character. They think they're high maintenance types.
Right.
And attention seeking.
Okay. Why are you giving her so much attention?
Why am I giving her so much attention? I've just brought it up because that's your subject, and it's this whole big thing. This is, I'm sort of in relation to what the last lady said. There's people that won't be able to afford to heat their homes and everything, and everybody's making a big thing about.
Why have you never rung me about them?
Huh?
Why have you never rung me about them? We were talking about them yesterday.
Yeah, but you don't care about food banks.
We were talking about them yesterday. Why didn't you ring me then?
I've tried to ring you several times.
Everyone's talking about how they've tried to talk about food banks.
I tried to ring you last week, but
okay.
I tried to ring you last week. But you don't care about the people that you pretend you're caring about.
Well, that's another criticism that you have now made.
It's not a criticism, it's the truth.
Okay.
You're a liar and a bully.
Here we are.
I know you're a liar.
Yeah. And back to Meghan Markle.
There's evidence out there.
Back to Meghan Markle.
I've just told you.
You told. Okay.
So what's your answer, James? What's your answer? What's your clever comeback?
I don't need a clever comeback, Richard.
Come on.
No, I don't. I don't need a clever comeback. I only need a clever comeback if somebody hasn't really done my job for me by humiliating themselves live on the radio, mate.
But you humiliate yourself on the radio every day because you just sort of.
You know what you just said. You just did. I know you are, but what am I?
You're such a child. Grow up.
Anything else?
I know you've got issues, James. But,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that's
it.
why you bully people. You know. I'm
Okay.
sure you're a really lovely fella, really, but you just need to be nicer to people.
When you came on air and said, I've
Oh,
really
yeah,
been looking forward.
I've been looking forward to it a long time.
What were you looking forward to, mate?
To basically saying that I think you're a liar.
Okay.
You know, Kebab Awards.
Pardon?
The Kebab Awards. Hello. You know, you're doing your listeners a very bad disservice, aren't you? Because you're not really telling them the truth, aren't you?
About the Kebab Awards?
Yeah. The mask business. Is it
The mask business at the Kebab Awards?
Yeah, you said it was impossible to eat a kebab wearing a mask while eating a kebab.
I stand by that. I stand by that, Richard.
All the evidence that is on there, you're not eating a kebab at the time, and you're having your photos taken, not wearing a mask.
There was no mask. There was no
either.
mask mandate at the Kebab Awards, mate.
No, yes, there was.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Okay. This is what you were looking for. When was that, incidentally?
I was looking forward to it.
When was that?
Huh?
When was that?
When?
Yeah.
What, the Kebab Awards?
Yeah.
Last year, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it might have been the year before.
No, it was 2021. I'll have to look at that.
Okay.
But I'm sure it was 2021.
And this is what you were really looking forward to doing today?
Oh, yeah, I've been looking forward to it a long time because I think you're a bully and a liar.
Okay. I wish you well, Richard. I really do. Maybe
I wish you well.
Try and spend a little bit less time hating and a little bit more time looking after yourself.
No, I don't like people being bullies, that's all.
Well, I'm not bullying you, Richard. I'm listening to you.
You're not bullying me. You won't bully me, but you bully the last lady. You bully your listeners every day, don't you? You patronise them.
How do you feel about the people who bully Meghan?
How do I feel about the people that bully Meghan? I don't like them.
Oh, okay. But I
don't like them.
But you've rang in to assassinate her character because she reminds you of your ex.
I'm not. You're twisting my words.
I'm really not, mate. There's a tape.
I'm not your mate.
See, this is what people.
Not your mate.
Okay.
I'm not your mate.
Okay, Richard. I'm not twisting. I'm not twisting your words, Richard. Well, you seem to think you know me quite well. You've been offering up a fairly detailed analysis of my character. I would suggest that you think you do know me quite well.
I don't know you.
Well, then, where did all these accusations come from?
You come across as a liar.
Okay. What did you think was going to happen?
You on morning programmes on Sunday.
Yes.
On Sundays back in the day, and
yes.
You know, I just thought, no. My dad said, "Oh, that James character, he doesn't come across as a very nice fella."
No. What did you think was going to happen, Richard? Seriously, did you think I was going to get cross, or that you were going to get the better of me, or that? I mean, what did you think when you were sitting there? Wait, just let me ask this because I'm genuinely interested, and maybe your dad could help as well. But when I didn't, I just said maybe your dad could help as well. When you were sitting there waiting to come on, thinking, right, I'm going to show him, and what did you just in your mind? You must have had a vague idea of what was going to happen. What did you think was going to happen, Richard?
I just want you to be a bit nicer to your listeners.
And you thought the way to achieve that was by ringing me up and trying to insult me repeatedly.
But you
so what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? I just want to know, seriously, because then maybe next time I could help you, and it would happen. Did you think you were going to beat me in an argument, or that you were going to get? What did you think? What then, Richard?
No, nothing in particular at all. Really.
But what were you looking forward to?
I was looking forward to just telling you a few home truths.
Okay, and how are you feeling now?
Yeah, I feel all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So we'll do it again.
I'm a bit like how you feel when you get things off your chest, I suppose, like to your listeners every day.
Right.
You know, I bet you've bolstered your chest down, and you know.
Yeah, all of that, Richard.
Oh yeah. Oh, you do. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you're a decent guy, really. You know.
No, but you were sure I'm not 2 minutes ago.
Huh? But I think it's all a facade. I think you're. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy the the nonsense that you spout.
You all right, mate?
Are you all right? I mean, did therapy work out for you?
Very well. I wrote about it in my last book.
It worked out for you, did it?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, did it? It didn't.
It seems like such a good idea on Twitter, doesn't it? Yeah.
Who said anything about Twitter?
Well, or whatever sort of weird little chat group or Facebook. But it's such a good idea. All these things.
Don't use social
I'll get on air. I'll tell him what's what. I'll show him what he's really like. And mate, you're sitting here with your trousers around your ankles talking about the Kebab Awards.
But you lied about it. You did lie about it.
Well, I lied about the Kebab Awards.
No, you lied about the fact that you said it was impossible to eat a kebab while wearing a mask.
It is.
All the evidence suggests,
Richard.
The evidence is out there. You are not wearing a mask. You are not eating a kebab.
No.
You lied.
And here we are.
You lied.
I know.
But, tell your listeners to go and look. The evidence is out there.
It's not the X-Files.
Yeah. So you're acting like a child.
Yeah.
You sound like you're acting like a child. That's not how. You're what, 50 years old now, are you? You're behaving like a child. Why are you acting like that?
I didn't want you to think I was talking over you or cutting you off, Richard.
No, go on. I'm sorry to be wasting your show.
I am loving. You're making a very helpful contribution, which everyone's enjoying enormously.
Yeah, I bet they're laughing. Yeah. There's Keith. No, this is fine. But no, as I say, I genuinely think that Meghan is a vindictive character.
Yeah. She reminds you of your ex.
She reminds me of, people that I've been out with, and,
I'm going to have to go to the news, Richard.
They're Queen, they're Queen Bee.
No, let's wait. Hold the news. Yeah, Queen Bee, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you hate bullies. But you hate bullies.
Yeah.
What are you going to have for tea?
What are you going to have for tea?
A kebab.
What if I told you it only takes one word to collapse an entire argument? Not a debate, not a fact check, one word. That's what happened this week on live radio. And by the time it was over, a caller who walked in, sounding like he had a courtroom-ready case against Meghan, walked out with absolutely nothing left standing. So here's what happened. James O'Brien is on air, doing what he does, taking calls, letting people talk, and a caller phones in, and you can hear it in his voice. He's ready. He's confident. He's got his little list of grievances loaded up, and he is fully prepared to deliver what he clearly believes is a devastating takedown of Meghan Sussex. And the words start flying. Vindictive, attention-seeking, high maintenance. All the greatest hits, right? The same tired script we've heard recycled across comment sections, tabloid front pages and GB news panels for the better part of a decade. Now here's where it gets interesting, because James doesn't argue back. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't call the man names or hang up on him. He does something far more dangerous to a weak argument. He asks a question. Why? That's it. One syllable. And squaddies, I need you to understand. That single word did more damage than any rebuttal could have. Because the caller had nothing. He had labels, but he didn't have reasons. He had adjectives, but he didn't have evidence. And when James simply held the silence open and let him try to fill it, the man just fell apart on air, stammering, reaching, grasping for something, anything, that sounded like a real argument, and finding nothing. This right here is the whole story in miniature. Because what we just witnessed wasn't criticism. Criticism requires substance. This was conditioning on full display. A man reciting talking points he absorbed from years of hostile headlines, fully convinced they were his own independent conclusions. Let's rewind the tape on the actual history here, because the revisionists need to be stopped in their tracks every single time. Meghan was doing advocacy work, speaking out against racism, speaking out against discrimination, showing up and doing the work years before she ever crossed paths with Prince Harry. This isn't a talking point. This is a documented public record. She had a career, a platform, and a voice long before Sussex was ever attached to her name. So ask yourself the honest question. How does a woman with that track record become, in the eyes of certain corners of the British press and public, the problem? How does someone who was actively doing good in the world get rebranded, almost overnight, as difficult, manipulative, calculating? Here's how it happens, and it's not complicated once you say it out loud. It happens when a woman walks into one of the oldest, whitest, most rigid institutions on the planet, and instead of shrinking herself to fit inside it, she stays exactly who she is. She doesn't perform quiet compliance. She doesn't disappear into the wallpaper. And for an institution and a press pack that has never had to make room for someone like her, that unapologetic presence becomes a threat. That's the moment the labels start getting manufactured. That's the moment the narrative machine kicks into gear. And once it's running, people don't even need to fact-check it anymore. They just repeat it, because it's already out there, already common knowledge, already baked into the culture. Nobody stops to ask where the story actually came from. They just inherit it and pass it along like it's their own opinion. Now, here's the part of this call that would honestly be comedy if it wasn't so telling. This same caller, a man who is in real time, on live national radio, tearing apart a woman he has never met, will never meet, and knows nothing about beyond headlines, turns around in that same conversation and says he doesn't like bullying. Sit with that for a second, squaddies. Really sit with it. This is a man actively participating in the exact behaviour he claims to be against, without a flicker of recognition that he's doing it. It is one of the purest examples of zero self-awareness you will ever hear broadcast live. It's like watching someone stare directly into a mirror and insist there's nobody there. And that's what makes James O'Brien's approach so effective here. He doesn't need to be aggressive. He doesn't need gotcha questions or a prepared list of counterpoints. He just creates space and lets the caller's own words do all the damage. Because when people are given room to fully explain an opinion like this without interruption, they don't usually land on something coherent. They land on the bias underneath it. That's exactly what happened here. The mask didn't get pulled off. The man took it off himself, live, on air, without even realizing it. Now let's zoom out, because this is not just one guy having a bad call-in moment. This is a pattern we see constantly, and if you've spent any time at all in this corner of the internet, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. People develop intense, visceral, emotional reactions to individuals they have never met, never spoken to, never interacted with in any way. Built entirely from headlines, tabloid framing, and repeated talking points that have circulated so many times they start to feel like personal knowledge. Scroll through any comment section where Harry or Meghan's names appear. Same energy, same bitterness, same certainty. And then ask the simple follow-up question. Why do you feel that way specifically? And watch how fast it collapses into vague, unfalsifiable nothing. I just don't like her. She seems fake. She reminds me of someone. That last one, Squaddies, that is word for word what this caller said. She reminds him of his exes. Read that again. A globally recognized public figure, judged and condemned, based on this man's personal romantic history with completely unrelated people. That's not analysis. That's not critique. That is projection, dressed up and presented as if it were a reasoned opinion. And that's the uncomfortable truth sitting underneath all of this. What we're really looking at isn't simple dislike. It's prejudice, wearing the costume of just my opinion, repeated so often by so many people that it starts to pass as legitimate commentary. It's easy to laugh at a moment like this, and honestly, there is something almost absurd about how much confidence this man carried into that call, only to watch it evaporate the second someone asked him to actually explain himself. But there's something deeper and more unsettling here too, because this caller almost certainly walked away from that conversation believing he'd made a strong, rational case. He probably thinks to this day that he held his own, and that disconnect between what people believe they know and what they can actually justify is exactly why moments like this matter so much. A few minutes on live air, the curtain got pulled back. The gap between what people think they know about Meghan Sussex and what they can actually factually defend was laid bare for everyone listening. And let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here either. Prince Harry made a decision that's been picked apart from every conceivable angle for years now. But strip away all the noise, and what he actually did was step away from an institution. Not a family, an institution. And in how he talks about that decision, how he carries himself, and how he continues to stand beside his wife through all of this, you see something real, something human, in a story that so often gets flattened into headlines. So when you strip away the outrage cycle, the recycled talking points, the endless commentary, what you're actually left with is this: a woman who has been picked apart relentlessly for over a decade. A man who chose a different path and never wavered in defending her. And a public conversation that, time and time again, ends up revealing far more about the people doing the criticizing than it ever does about the people they claim to be criticizing. And sometimes, like we just saw, all it takes to expose that is one simple, honest question. Why? If this broke it down for you, the way it broke it down for me, hit that subscribe button right now, squaddies. It genuinely helps this channel keep telling these stories with the receipts, not the spin. Drop a comment and tell me, have you ever watched someone's argument collapse the second they were asked to actually explain it? I want to hear your stories. Smash that like button, share this with someone who needs to see it, and I will see you in the next one. Stay loud, stay informed, and as always, squaddies, till next time.